हेलो फ्रेंड्स, इस मैटर की पीडीएफ और डिफ़िकल्ट वर्ड्स के लिए आप टेलीग्राम चैनल ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं। बी रेडी, स्टार्ट। A written statement was filed in which several pleas were raised, including that the defendant was not in a position to get the tenants evicted from the premises. It was also pleaded that the suit for permanent prohibitory injunction was not maintainable in view of the bar under Section 41 of the Relief Act, as the suit ought to have been instituted for relief of specific performance. It appears that to avoid the objection taken in the written statement, the plaintiff applied for amendment of the plaint so as to add a relief for mandatory injunction to direct the defendant to perform the contractual obligation set forth in the agreement for sale. This application was not pressed by the plaintiff. Thereafter, a more comprehensive application for amendment of the plaint was moved, in which not only the relief for mandatory injunction but the relief for specific performance was also sought. It is this subsequent amendment application dated 28th April 2014 which has been allowed by the impugned order. The contention of Shri P.K. Singh, learned counsel for the revisionist, is that since the suit was for permanent prohibitory injunction and the agreement for sale was dated 22/2008, the relief for specific performance of the agreement had become barred by time, but the amendment application was filed. Therefore, by allowing the amendment application, the court below has indirectly removed a fatal defect in the suit, thereby causing serious prejudice to the defendant. It has been submitted that the nature of the suit has changed because of conversion for specific performance of an agreement which cannot be allowed. Per contra, Sri S.C. Tripathi, learned counsel for the plaintiff respondent, has submitted that the basis of the suit was the agreement for sale between the parties and the suit was instituted for enforcement of contractual obligations of the parties arising therefrom. He submitted that whether the relief for specific performance is barred by time or not has been left open by the court below while allowing the amendment, and since the question of limitation could be better adjudicated after leading of evidence, keeping in mind the terms and conditions of the agreement, it would not be appropriate for this court to adjudicate the issue of limitation at this stage, particularly when the court below has left it open to be agitated by the defendant. He further submitted that it is well settled position in law that an amendment which enables the court to decide the real controversy between the parties should be allowed, particularly when it prevents multiplicity of suits. He submitted that to avoid multiplicity of suits and to decide the real controversy between the parties which relate to contractual obligations of the parties under the agreement, the amendment was necessitated and has been rightly allowed by the court below. He also submitted that the nature of the suit does not change by mere addition of relief because ultimately the basis of the suit remains the same, which is nothing but an agreement between the parties. Shri S.C. Tripathi further submitted that the court below has taken care to protect the interest of the defendant by specifically clarifying that the question of limitation would be open for the defendant to agitate. Thus, the amendment does not prejudice the right of the defendant to agitate the plea that the suit for specific performance was barred by limitation. Sri Tripathi, during the course of hearing produced before the court the amended plaint so as to demonstrate that the amendment has already been incorporated in the plaint and court fees for the added relief has also been paid. Stop.